and we'd like to give a special thanks to the candidates for coming out. This is a real busy month for them, as you know, and we're just pleased that they're here. I have some rules that I have to read. This is not a debate. It's a forum where the candidates can speak to you in their own format, get their message out, and in easy to understand language. So when you leave tonight, you should have a pretty good idea of what each one stands for. Our next candidate is Gary O'Neill. Gary.
Thanks, Ted. First thing I wanted to say tonight is thanks for being here. We have a great community, and it's nice to see, and we have a community, now that I've been out and about and talking to people, they're interested in what we do and our government and how it's run. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing. It's one of the reasons I decided to run and stand up here, which I used to equate to going to the dentist and getting a root canal. Apologies to Dr. Rufo. But that's why I'm here. It's one of the reasons that I'm here. About myself, I'm a lifetime resident of Broome County. Grew up in Johnson City with 3 sisters and my parents in a very small EJ home. I think that's what taught me patience, because I was the only boy with 3 sisters waiting for the bathroom in the morning. I attended Catholic Central High School. I went to Broome Community College. I liked it so much I graduated there twice, once with a liberal arts degree and once with a degree in criminal justice. I worked in a grocery store, Loblaws, if everybody can remember that. And then I also did some roofing for a time. Presently live with my wife Trish in Endicott. I have 2 grown children. My oldest daughter is Ellen. She's married to Joe, and they have 2 children. And my youngest son, Jared, he lives with his wife Val and daughter Evelyn. I'm blessed to have 2 children who chose to live and grow up in this community. In 1974, I joined the Endicott Police Department. I worked myself up through the ranks, taking civil service tests, up to the position of Chief of Police, which I had that position for the last 10 years in my employment with the Village of Endicott. I left in 2004 to become Sheriff Harder's undersheriff and worked at the Sheriff's Office until this past January. I like to volunteer my time to community organizations. I belong to the Endicott Sertoma. Sertoma is an acronym for Service to Mankind. I have 6 years on the Family Violence Prevention Council, 8 years as a volunteer coach with the kids growing up. I'm a member of the Triple City soccer officials. I ref soccer, high school and college, and I actually still actively play soccer. I played this last Sunday. Old guy like me. As far as the job of sheriff, there really is no political way to do law enforcement. There's no Republican way to do it, which would be different from a Democratic way of doing it, which would be different from the working families ways. There's just law enforcement. So as a candidate, you have some choices to make. You either sling mud at the other people that are running with you, or you look to the qualifications, and that's basically what I've been saying all along. It's like a job employment. I'm applying to become sheriff. I ask you to look at the qualifications, which I just went over. I am the only candidate to pass civil service test as high as Chief of Police. I'm the only candidate with any college degree. I'm a graduate of the FBI National Police Academy, which is the 151st class, which is a management school the FBI runs in Quantico, Virginia, and you have to be nominated to go there. You can't just pay money and go. I bring enthusiasm for the job. I was chief for 10 years in Endicott, and I became complacent. I'm guilty of that towards the end of my term. I want to go in, do the job, get the tasks done that I want to do, and then get out. Education has given me good management skills. I'm a good communicator. I'm I'm a team player. I know my role as the head of a law enforcement agency because I've performed it. I know how to manage change within. I'd like to make the sheriff's office more efficient. Some ideas that I have are, like Tim said, is using, he called it CompStamp. We already have, the county already has GIS, a system that we can use to track crime trends in the county. I'd like to promote the central booking without having to build a new pod. I'd like to explore a lot of things, Class B uniforms instead of using the same dress uniforms that we have. Different vehicles that might be more fuel efficient. More equitable distribution of work among supervisors. So these are some of the ideas that I have. I ask you to pick up one of my folders, check my website, my Facebook page. I try to keep it up to date and active. It's not a static site. Read what I want to do on that. Thank you for your time.
Gary, can you hear me all right?
Absolutely.
Okay. You left the sheriff's office telling the news media that you had no plans to run for sheriff. And then within a week, you announced your candidacy. Why did you make the statement that you were not going to run?
I hadn't asked my family yet whether it was going to be okay for them to have me go out in public and take 4 years of my life and dedicate it to helping the county. That's why I said I had no plans, because I had to get that permission first. Family's very important to me.
The next question is for candidate Gary O'Neill. Prior to leaving the sheriff's office, you made statements in full support of the Harder administration. In fact, you said the sheriff was doing a great job and it was, quote, silly, unquote, for anyone to disagree with him. Did you support the sheriff when he purchased the camping chairs using drug seizure money?
I supported the sheriff when I was his undersheriff because we were a team. When it came time for the chairs, I advised him not to do that. We had a discussion in his office. We had the catalogs there. I advised him to not buy them, to consider the economic times that was going on. The people couldn't afford it. And he said he wasn't going to be using tax money. He was going to use this other thing, which was the first time I ever heard he was using the narcotics money. I did not support him on that. I did not help him pick out a Christmas gift that year.
What would you do to save the taxpayers' money at the jail?
Well, there's a couple things that I think we need to look at. We bring in inmates from other counties' borders. Every county does that. And we also bring in federal inmates into the county jail. I think we need to look at that and see if we are actually making money. On the face, it looks like it. It looks like we're bringing in $800,000 a year, but I'm wondering if that money doesn't turn right around and go right back out in the form of overtime that the corrections officers are making. Wear and tear on them because it's mandated overtime. They have to stay there. There's no way they can leave a post alone. They have to have somebody there. So it is a tricky thing. There is stuff that you need to look at, and that's my main thought. You people are the ones that drive that study for consolidation, not us, not the sheriff. If you want consolidation, then you need to let your people know so that they can look for it. It's not us that drive it. That's all I have. If I'm elected sheriff, then I'm going to give the jobs away that the sheriff deputies do on road patrol law enforcement to Broome security. It is not true. On my website talks to a thing called deferred response policing, and what I was talking to was down the road. I would like to see the sheriff's office and Broome security become one. A little bit of consolidation. It seems silly to me that Broome security is run by the Parks Department. It should be a law enforcement agency. I do not see, they don't have the training that the deputies do. I certainly would like